Welcome to another wheated bourbon blind. I love doing these blinds. I love my wheated bourbons. I love all different types of bourbons and whiskeys, but love these wheated bourbons. Like doing blind comparisons with them, and we're going to do another two right here. We're going to do this basic Maker's Mark 90 proof against this new one, this Penelope wheated 95 proof. I've put this one against couple of other wheated bourbons, and this did not win, but I still enjoy. I think this is a nice, easy drinking pour. The ones I put against, like for instance, the Bardstown Origin was better, but this is really, really good. Maker's Mark has always traditionally been one of my favorites. It's funny, I'm getting into so many other new types of distilleries and new wheated bourbons that I'm not so sure anymore because there's so many good ones out there. But traditionally, Maker's Mark has always been one of my favorites, but not this one. I just think this, the basic Maker's Mark's always been okay to me. I mean, certainly would drink it, and it's always nice in an old fashioned, but it's okay to me. I like the 46 and, everything above that, the cast strength, all good. So I think this would be a pretty fair comparison. We got 5 proof points difference, 90 proof, 95 proof. Age on the Maker's Mark is a range of 6 to 7 years. Not sure about the age on this one. It's not stated. Mash bill. There's one common element. They both have 16% wheat, but the Maker's Mark is your traditional 3-grain, 70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley. And this Penelope is something that Penelope does very well. You got a 4-grain here. You got 74% corn, so just a little bit more corn than the other one. 74% corn, the same 16% wheat, 7% rye, 3% malted barley. So you got the rye element in here. So drop more corn, same wheat, little rye element, and less malted barley than this one. So it might be interesting. Let's pour them up, mix them up, and we'll get started. Okay, so we got the glasses poured up, mixed up, have no idea which is which. Not going to look at the color. I thought maybe when I was pouring them that the Maker's Mark was drop darker, but I'm really not sure, and I don't think it was anything significant anyway. So let's just nose each of the glasses. Okay. Maybe getting a little bit better aroma out of this one, but let's give it a taste. Cheers. Okay, cheers. Just grab some water. I just had a sip of water, and I did a couple more of these so I don't take up too much time here. And this is a lot closer than I would expect. I got to be honest with you. I mean, proofs, only 5 different similar wheat. For all I know, the age could be similar too. But they're a lot closer than I would expect. I kind of thought I would notice this Penelope right away because I'm not, as thrilled with this. But that's why we do blinds. Well, since I was getting more notes, this is very close. I'll say for now that this is a drop better. And it is the Penelope. Okay. It was very close. I was expecting in my mind, I mean, even though this lost to a couple other ones, like, Bardstown, which is really, really good. I know I really enjoy this, just objectively. I thought I enjoyed this objectively somewhat more than this. This was much closer in a blind, which is exactly why we do this. But I did say this had a little bit more aroma. I liked that better. And I also thought it was very close in the taste. Thought this was a drop better. It wasn't a blowout. But you know what? This one finally won a blind. And if it was ever going to win one, I would expect it to win against the base Maker's Mark. Now, while we're here, let's just do one thing because I am curious. I am going to get the... It's not fair because this has the finishing with the French oak staves, but I want to do it anyway because I want to see. I know that when I put these two to different, there is a noticeable difference with the 46. Let's get this in a glass. We're not going to blind it, but let's pour it up. Okay, so now we have the Maker's 46 in a glass here. This is 94 proof. Now it's only 1 proof point difference. The reason I didn't want to do these two is because this has the finishing with the French oak staves, and to me this is a much more distinctive or somewhat more distinctive noticeable taste profile than the base Makers. And let me just try this out right now. This is the Penelope. This is the Maker's 46. Cheers. Yeah, there is more noticeable taste there. And I probably would have picked that out. Probably would have said this is a little bit more flavor coming out. And now we got the Makers and 46 and the Makers 46. Makers and the Makers 46. Yeah. The Makers 46 might have, if I blinded it, again, I would know which is which. I think this might have edged the Penelope out, but either one of them for me is certainly, as I proved it with the Penelope, better than the base. It's just not, it's okay. Like, I like this, I'll drink it, and I like it in a old-fashioned. I think it's really good. If I have a choice in a restaurant, if I want an old-fashioned, I'll choose a 46. Not too many restaurants would have this right now, but, maybe in the future, there'll be other, choices like more Penelopes in a lot of places. Some places have it. But in any event, for our purposes here, Penelope wheated. Finally want to blind, but I just find this a really easy drinking, tasty pour. It's a brand new one, and I really think it's a good one. I don't think it's great, but I think it's a really tasty, easy drinking pour that wasn't all that expensive. So that's it for the wheated blinds. More to come. Cheers.